Hey everybody, I'm Lex.
I'm Jordan with PDQ.com.
We are going to take you through hardware and software audits today. It's exciting. No, it's not.
It's not exciting, but it's the way that you can control your budget.
It's necessary, and it's a way to, maybe up those dollars you can spend on yourself at the very least, right?
Yeah, if you know your budget, if you can do this properly, you can save yourself enough money to buy a real nice computer for yourself.
Absolutely. Should we jump in?
Absolutely.
Okay. So first thing out the gate, you guys can make reports. You can do software reports and hardware reports. There's a lot of great stuff natively you can do. We're going to take you through and give you a few new scanners that should get some information that'll be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Is information fun?
I mean, it can be, I guess.
All right, well, it'll be educational. Educational.
Fun-educational.
Fun-educational. All right, so first thing, just jump into scan profiles. Guys, a lot of these profiles we've featured on other webcasts. We're going to bring them up again today. Center that guy. Boom. All right. So the first one, profiles. Once again, it's a good idea to know who is using a machine, right?
Absolutely.
And you can use last user logged in, but if you've got a call center or a place where multiple people use the same computer, you can do this WMI scanner. So once again, you're going to go add, I guess I'll show you how to add it, new scanner, right? You're going to go to WMI. Now that I've shown you how to do that, we'll jump into the one that I already did, okay? So once again, out the gate, I'm not very good at these things, so we're going to open up the launcher. We're going to hit connect.
Probably should have copied the actual query.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm doing, because I can't actually do this in my head. So notice it is in SimV2, okay? Root SimV2, so we know where to go get this. And, oh, almost had it there. Boy, tell you what. Apparently I did drink a little much this morning. All right, we're about centered. Okay, so we're going to connect. I'm going to go here to query. We're going to paste that guy in there.
First you want to go SimV2.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
That does make a difference. SimV2. Paste it in there. Now, we're looking in W32 user profile. We're pulling profile information. All I am grabbing here is the local path. Okay, and if I execute that, there we go. And the other thing I did was I eliminated, last time I just did this, and you got all this information, you got service accounts and all that. I grabbed anything that had that was like users, so local path like users, just to eliminate. I don't care about service accounts at this point. So that got my information there. Again, we have that there. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and with all things at WMI, you're probably not going to know off the top of your head, but if you go through the Explorer, you can probably get the query you're looking for. It just takes a bit of time.
And absolutely, that search feature does work pretty good. Again, I like to run them before. You saw how fast that ran. Since this does not have a trigger, scan collection, go and pick my profile scanner. Bang, there it goes.
And that's just going to give us all the data we want on how many people have logged in to...
Oh, you got all the profiles that are there.
All right.
Now, another one that is a good one, wow, that did run fast, check that out, is getting your Windows keys, license keys. Now, this one we did do, and I gotta do a shout out to Josh.
Yeah, he did a lot of work on this one.
Okay, he did the whole thing.
He did the whole thing.
Honestly,
he did all of the work.
So it's going to work because he did it.
Yeah, and it's the important thing for obvious reasons. You're not going to be able to get the entire key, but you can grab a partial key.
Exactly, and I don't know if you guys can read this. Okay, I'm selecting description, and they have a field called partial product key. There's that partial key we were talking about. License family, product key channel, okay, and you're grabbing this in SimV2 from the software licensing product. Now, if you run it without that where clause, it's going to run and get you tons, and when I say tons, gigatons of data that is pretty much useless. But if you put where the product key channel is not null, okay, let's just go run this bad boy. You already used the keys, didn't you?
It's my one contribution is Control-C, Control-V. It's what I'm here for.
All right. SimV2, query. Wow. All right.
All right. I'm
and
good.
That right there, I'm out. I did something, I'm out. Is that how it works? And we got enterprise, we get the family that it's from, MA key, and then there's our partial key. So again, I narrowed that down to data that's useful to us, me. You guys want this, we can include this in the bonus content afterwards. So anywho, copy that over and run that. Again, you're going to need to run that because there is no trigger on that one. We're going to run that. Obviously, we'll run that. The other one I want to bring up is we're going to do some hardware stuff. And so let's just build that scanner right now. Actually, just copy that scanner. The scanner it's the disk scanner, because we're going to, if you look in the standard profile, right, that disks, I want to find out, and this will come into play a little later, how much disk space is left, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a hardware audit, right? How much disk space
If you
is left?
have users that aren't hoarding unnecessary documents, then congratulations.
So if you just write disk space on that one, and then I'm going to add disks. That's pretty simple, but the cool thing about this, I am going to schedule this to run, because I want it to run every day, because I want kind of a process of letting me know if people's machines are, their disk space is kind of cranky, out of the way, shy. We're going to run that. Let's run this one at 9 p.m. every day. Oh, almost. There we go. PM.
All right.
Bang. All right, so now I've got a trigger. That one's going to run every day at 9 p.m. Gotta love it. And you know what? We'll just, for the sake of doing this, we're going to kick that guy off. Scan collection. We'll do disk space. We'll get current disk space on machines right now. And then I probably also should kick off that scan for MS keys, Microsoft keys.
Okay. All right, and this is one, it's good to have the data, but we need to
Now
collect data somehow.
do something with it. All right. So that's getting your data, right? So let's just talk about hardware audits, right?
Okay.
First of all, out the gate, I think this has been mentioned before, but Windows 7 is EOL, end of life, February or January 14th?
2020.
2020. It's early next year.
January.
January, okay.
Mid-January.
Mid-January next year.
And I've said before, we'll see, because they've been known to extend past for operating systems that
They
are
did
still,
extend XP for
Years.
a long
Yeah.
time.
So that is the stated end of life, but we'll see.
Okay, now you can know that. Don't tell your boss or the accountant that, right? It's end of life. We need to replace some hardware. Okay?
Absolutely.
So let's go do some hardware counts. So this is reports. At this point, surprise, surprise, check it out. I actually did something organized. I made a folder.
You said you're going to delete that so nobody would know.
Thanks for having my back on that one, man. So with 7 coming end of life and 8, let's say you wanted to start upgrading everybody to Windows 10. So I'm going to click Define Report on this. Now, here are the fields I want. Now, again, this is stuff you guys probably have already done. Look, I got computer name, I got OS name, I got memory. The reason I've got memory is I just want to know how much memory is on a machine. So, I get budget to replace hardware. I can buy some OS upgrades and get myself a supercomputer with the money that's left over, right?
Absolutely.
Is that like
Yeah.
copacetic? Can you do that and not get in trouble?
Well, if your company does it where you have a set budget based on what you spent previously, and you manage to save money yet still get the same results, if you don't spend that money, you lose it. So you got to get something. But the key part is getting the same results for the less money.
Okay. So I just want to point this out. Last week we went over regular expressions, and guys, I finally did one. Mine's super simple. Look, I'm looking for anything with the OS value of 7 or 8. Run it. Bang. There we go.
Yep, and the reason we have the memory less than 8 gigs, just because if you are going from 7 to 10, it is going to take more resources, and if it's at 4 gigs, you're probably going to be cutting it close, and you probably want to not just update the operating system, but update the computer.
Yeah, it's suggested it's going to run slow.
Slow. I think so, yeah.
The suggestion is
Non-optimally.
non-op. Yeah, okay, so anywho, if you're updating OSs, that's it. Again, this one, nothing really fancy here other than the fact we're matching. We're doing the regular expression and looking for anything less than 8 gig.
Yep.
Cool. Well, that's that. The other thing, let's look at hardware types. Okay, so I made another, and we pre-built these because, guys, I just can't spell, and you put a little pressure on me, and it gets even worse. So, looking for computers, I want name, manufacturer, chassis, and BIOS asset tag in case, this is produced by the and let me show you what this looks like before you group it. Okay, there it is. I've got the manufacturer, the computer chassis. Now, the reason I built this is for purchasing power, right? I want to go take a look, right-click on your computer manufacturer, group by that column, and look. Apparently, we have a lot of computers that come from that VMware manufacturer.
Sure.
And the nice thing about that is, suppose that would be Dell, Lenovo, HP, right? I've got 25 machines. Let's say I needed to replace a bunch of those. I now have some leverage.
Yeah,
Or at least I would imagine I'd have some leverage.
Yeah, any company where you can go with a stated number, the more you're buying, the more they're going to work with you to help you save the money.
Absolutely.
Good question.
Should we take? Let's take a question. Yeah.
Morning, nerds. First question of the day. How can we audit what parts of the Microsoft Office suite are currently installed? Some machines are only authorized to have Outlook, but not Skype for Business. But the application name shows as Microsoft Office Professional Plus 2016, regardless of what was actually installed. Looking forward to your answer. Nick G.
Hey, Nick.
You know, I haven't actually had to dive into that. We don't use the Microsoft Office suites. So.
I just assumed if you got Office, you got Office.
Yeah, I was actually not aware. I mean, it makes sense when you run the one installer, you can choose all the different applications that it would show up as one.
Watch this. You want to see how I do this?
All right.
I'm not sure, but I bet Colby knows.
I don't think I've ever. I think I have tried to do this before, and I don't know if it's still this way, but I think even if you unselect things, like the executable is still there.
File search.
Yes, so a file scanner may not work. I don't know if you can query the registry or WMI. Like I'm sure there's some way you can do it, but unfortunately, I don't have a good answer.
Nicholas, I'm drinking to you, bro. On the spot, you stumped us. Good job.
Actually, we should definitely check to see if it's anyone that does know it, and we'll shoot you that information if we can find something for you.
I would, out the gate, after hearing what Colby said, I would try and look for the executables, do a file scanner. Maybe that'll help you out. I don't know. You got another question, JJ?
See if we
I want to
can
go
answer
out
one,
on a high note after like nice.
Well, maybe you can answer this one. Is there a way to get a report of everyone who has Adobe CCE products installed, Photoshop, InDesign, etc., but exclude the people who only have Acrobat Pro installed? Thank you, guys. William Z.
Well, Lex was very excited, so I'm going to assume he's got this.
I think I can do it.
You can't show enthusiasm.
I can. Okay, here's my poker face. Well, it's very difficult. I do believe it can be done. So let's just do this. I may not have all Adobe CC, but I do have.
4 aces.
I have what?
Speaking of your poker faces. Sorry.
Oh, poker face. Yes. All right. I have 4 aces. Should I bet on that? Okay, computer. Let's get application. What was that you want? Computers that have applications.
The Creative Suite and don't have Adobe Acrobat Pro.
Okay, let's do this. I may not. I don't have a bunch of Adobe stuff, but I can show you how to do this. We're gonna look for an application that contains Epic Pen because I know I got 2 different versions of this. Right now, you can do it. Just try Epic.
Epic.
Yep, Epic. All right. So at this point, boom, Epic Pen version 3.7.3.6. Okay, so let's say, version 3.6 was that. What is it? You don't want to see Acrobat.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'll exclude that. Okay. Again, application name contains. We'll say, well, you're looking for Adobe, right? Did we look at let's do this really quick. We'll pull application version 2, or not publisher actually. Publisher. Run that. Okay. Publisher Tank Studios. So let's say our filter was Adobe or Tank Studios, right? So we're looking for anything from publisher where the name contains Tank. Okay, so there's your Adobe stuff. And we run that. Boom.
Yep.
Nope, not case sensitive. Thank goodness.
It's just pure habit.
So at this point, we don't want Epic Pen version 3 V360. All right. So what we'll do is we'll add another filter where the application name does not contain.
No, not name. We want to do version.
Actually,
Well, yeah.
it's the
In this
versions in
case-
the name. So
Okay.
V360.
We'll say 360 is
Yeah,
Adobe
360
Acrobat.
is Acrobat 3.
3.60 or 3.60?
Let's find out.
All right.
I love how fast you want to do a dot.
Oh, let's do
3.6.
Or 6 dot.
Well, epaulette.
My one job.
Your one job. There we go.
All right.
Okay, so we did, and you just exclude the Adobe that you don't want at that point. And because you've already filtered it to Tank Studios, it has to be Tank and not the other. So
And then there's another thing. After you have the report, there's actually a button right there where you can actually build a collection based on that report. So you'll just have a collection where you can see what meets the criteria you're looking at there.
absolutely. So in a kind of Colby's got even better stuff. Yeah.
So actually, if you're trying to build a report that says, show me computers that have application A but not application B, you're actually going to have to use 2 group filters.
Really?
Otherwise it's you're going to get unexpected results.
So this happened to work, but there's a good possibility.
I think
oh,
in this
that's
case
right.
where-
Because we've only got two. I just excluded the one. But if you had Adobe this, Adobe that, Adobe something else.
Yeah,
Good point.
I think what we've done before is like show me computers that have Chrome, not Firefox.
Okay.
I don't know if we still have that
Here we go.
around, but
And do this. Here we go. Contains 3.6 and return me none of those. Not any of those. There we go. Two group filters. That should produce the same thing.
results, okay.
Only this time, if we've got lots and lots and lots and lots of Adobe on there, it's not going to, you'll get the expected results. This one worked because we only had two and I excluded one, but if you got multiples, that'll work. So once again, so you can see that, look for the publisher and then do another group filter and return not any of the one that contains the one you don't want to see.
All right.
Cool. Thanks, Colby.
yep.
Glad he's here.
Yeah, no, he makes a lot less stress.
Absolutely.
When you get questions.
Let's talk disk space because cool stuff comes from disk space kind of stuff. So ultimately, I made a report disk space, and here it is. I hate reading.
Yeah, no one wants to read. That's how you prove you're a nerd, and
Especially Lex.
we're not
Well,
nerds.
Okay, first of all, the first time I ever read was I think today. So just no, I don't want to have to look at this report and look. Oh, look, the only space left on this one's 90%. It wastes my time. I shouldn't even have to look at that. So I built a critical disk space report. So we go to define critical disk space. And again, here's logical disk space. Oh, that's the filter. Computer, logical device, how much percentage is free. We're looking for anything with less than 15% free disk space. Run the report. I've got two.
But you're still reading.
Well, that is true. We will get to the part where you fix it so I never have to read, but I do want to do one more thing.
Okay.
So we got our disk space thing. I'm a little out of sorts, but because I got flustered with the internet. One more thing I want to do before we do that is just let's take a look at software counts, and then we're going to let you make it so I never have to read again.
Yeah, reading's awful.
Reading is...
I
They
agree-
say it's fundamental. It's a waste
I
of
agree
my
with Parks
time. I
and
got
Rec
better
about
things to do.
libraries.
Okay, so that scan we did to pull Microsoft keys and classes and that. So audit keys. So first, let's just do Microsoft app counts. Well, that looks actually usable. Check it out. I've got a Windows 10 upgrade. I got Visual Studio. I got Lap Service. I've got some Office. Don't have any details as to which Office, but I've got Office, right? Now, if you go out, this is all I did on this. I defined it. Look, this is what I wanted, application, in the computer. If you look at the filters, okay, if I take these filters off right here, contains Visual C++, .NET, you're going to get, well, let's just do it. We just won't save it. Hit delete. Okay, you run this now without those filters. Check that out. Once again, more reading than I want to do.
Yeah, nobody likes that.
Nobody likes reading, so we will not save this. Nope. And we'll open it back up. Edit, define report. Again, so here's the thing. Like Colby was saying earlier on the filters, we want any application where the publisher contains Microsoft and return me not any of the ones, and you're looking for visuals. Look for them, but don't return them.
Okay.
That's how you do that to narrow down your Microsoft audits.
Yeah, and I'll joke and say about reading. In my experience, the reports you get, they just become noise. So
If you get too many of them,
yeah,
it's noise.
the cleaner it is, the less you have to go through. The more likely you are to keep treating them as they should be treated to make sure you get all the data you want.
Actually, actionable data
Yeah.
is good. All right, let's also look at our Microsoft audit keys. This is the data that I've got that we picked up from our scan report. Okay, so right out the gate, computer name, computer manufacturer, current user. Okay, MS keys from the WMI MS keys filter we did. We're looking for partial product key, etc. I'm just grabbing it all because all that should be good information. And then I did group this by computer name, but if I ungroup it, boom. This is what it looks like. Again, that's a lot to look at. Let's just group it by computer. And now, here we go. Allen Rails. I've got an Office volume with a partial key. I've got Windows Professional, partial key. There's my MA key. So I actually can now do counts on whether it's OEM, MAK, KVM. Only thing though is this WMI query doesn't necessarily run well on all machines, specifically Windows 7 stuff. So how do you grab it to fix this problem?
As JJ pointed out, I'm a hammer and all solutions are nails, so I use PowerShell.
PowerShell, okay.
So I do this one here, and I've shown this one before, but just good to go over, where all we're doing is we're running the SL Manager VBS, but we're running it as C-script. So instead of just giving the window that pops up that we can't do anything with, the C-script makes it just command line where we can grab the data we want. All right, and then next line down, we're regex, which I guarantee I did not write. But it does.
So it works.
Yeah, it works.
Okay, you didn't write it, so it works.
And it pulls down basically exactly what you're looking for out of the data, and then we just have a switch parameter where it will go through whether it's KMS client, MAK, or OEM. And then in our case, we build a registry key and we put it in there. If you're not comfortable with doing the registry, you could do a file just somewhere obscure where it just copies the data in there. Registry was easier, and I just know a lot of people are not.
You do a registry scanner and pull that data.
Yep. And so once you get that, all it's going to do, if you scan, you basically can scan with this or create a package that runs it, and it's just going to create the key. And you got to go and scan for that registry.
You build your registry scan to do that.
Yep.
So we've included Jordan's PowerShell in bonus content, I heard.
Yes.
Very cool. So that's there for you guys to play with. Read the comments on those, okay?
Yeah.
Please.
As much as Lex tells you not to.
Okay, I didn't say not to read. I just don't like to read stuff that's worthless. Right?
You're right. You're right.
And so in this one, it really is just a registry scanner where we point to exactly where I said to create. Just use double asterisk so it looks at all keys within there, and it pulls what you want.
Okay, now we did run this package already,
Yes.
so everybody's already got this data. Obviously, for time's sake, we ran this, and check it out.
Yep, so in this one, we just came down here and just built a bunch of collections. So this one, if it equals KMS client, there's your key, or MAK, we don't have any OEM. So just as a heads up, I assume the value is OEM, but I can't verify that. So if you're using OEM, just run it once against your computer you know has it, and change that value to meet what you're looking for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but then you just have the license type all within a collection for you.
Excellent.
Makes it easier. Microsoft true-ups are not easy.
No.
I think by design, so anything you can do to collect
I'm always
that.
afraid of that.
Yep.
We're from Microsoft. Anyway, should we take a few questions? I heard there's a bunch of them piling up, so let's take some questions real quick.
Hey guys, due to our previous imaging system, we have several computers that have unallocated disk space. That is, their physical disk space is much greater than their logical size of all partitions. What's the simplest way to build a report to find these stations so we can correct this? Peace out. Tony L.
Hang on, okay.
So just because I'm curious, because I know we have.
Physical, okay, unallocated disk space. Physical disk.
So I guess my question is, because we don't have, that I know of, any unallocated space. I don't know if our default disk drives during the scan pulls the unallocated space. Nailed it.
That you said it, unallocated space. Kobe, do you know? Because we're both kind of swimming here.
I actually uploaded a report to the bonus content that I think does what they're asking for.
Okay.
Hero. What else? Good job. That one's on Colby. Check that one out. What else we got? We got another question?
All right, gentlemen, it's that time of year when all my users take the summer off while I work. I am pushing out the May Windows updates before they leave. I want to know if my dynamic collection is built correctly using the KBs, using the any and not and any, or is there an easier way? Thanks, guys. Jeremy C.
Windows updates.
Yeah, so I think Windows updates, we have pre-built collections that should track
So
those.
if you go under collection library, Windows updates, now whether we have exactly what you're looking for, let's just look at Windows 10, right? The great thing, these are pre-built. So if you're sending these kind of updates, again, let's say you look at the Windows 10 old. If you double click on these, it'll open up, and here's the filters. OS is this, release is that, 64-bit. Now, any of those variables, if you hover, you can see how we did that. So you are welcome to, and I would suggest copy these and alter them so that you get the data you're looking for specifically.
Yeah, so when we put those out there, we update the automatic variables at the same time. So if you use our built-in collections, it should keep that up to date for you.
Yep.
Without you having to go through and build your own.
So, Patch Tuesday, patches come out, we test them, we update the collection, we send the patch out.
If the overall question is how can we be sure that we update it correctly, it's the hover over here will pop up. It says at the very end there, KB
There.
4499, so you can just find it there to make sure. And if that is wrong, please shoot us an email and we will get it corrected right away.
I like that. I've never done anything wrong. I don't think. No. Okay. So softwares, we talked about OEM, MAK, that, got your counts, right? Any other reports I built in my super cool folder there? Counts by computer. Once again, all computers. Again, if you filter by your computer, group by this column, Allen Rails has 10 Microsoft applications to it, so you can kind of get an idea. I've got this many. Where are they? So now you can find those guys.
It's a good way where you've got, I mean, you might have reason to have 2008, 10, 13, and 15, but if
Maybe.
not, you can work at removing that. It clears
Absolutely.
up, clears up space and maybe some licensing for you.
Well, time's running down. I'm interested in not reading anymore. Anything. So let's talk about that disk space thing. I just scheduled that to run, or at least the scanner. I need to schedule the report to run automatically.
Okay.
So here's critical disk space report. I'm going to go here to auto reports. I'm going to create a new. We're going to call this daily.
Oh,
There you go.
I type.
I type. Okay, the path. I'm just going to drop this for now. Put this on a file share. It's a UNC path. I'm going to drop it on desktop reports. File name. We'll just call it the report name because we're going to overwrite this one because we're going to automate some stuff, and it's going to be a really cool CSV. So I'll give that an OK. Oh, triggers. Probably should schedule that. So that
So it
scan
scans
runs
at 9 p.m., so probably
give it a
10,
couple hours
yeah.
or an hour. Yeah, so 11 here. Check that out. I keep PM.
Yeah,
Boom.
after hours, I guess it doesn't matter how much as long as it runs after the scan finishes and before you come in the morning.
And the report is under audits, critical disk space. Give it an OK. I am going to right click and run this to make sure that we actually get that file. And
Okay.
let's automate not having to read.
All right, so if you get people in that means they're running out of space and it's going to be a future problem.
Bad
but
day. Gonna have bad
The
day.
last thing I want to do is talk to people and help them clear up space.
I agree.
So what we've worked on is we've made it so we can clear that for them if they choose not to. So we can come in and see the report as a CSV, where it has the name of the computer, logical drive.
Okay, so we're going to run some PowerShell that builds this.
No, this one is built by your report.
Oh, that's right. Critical disk. There it is.
Yeah,
critical
so
disk space.
this one, days.csv, as we see, Rick is there, and the days too. That means, because it starts off at 5, Rick's
Okay.
taking some time to clear it
Who
up.
built that report? I didn't. I built the critical disk space.
I built that one
Oh,
with,
okay.
with the PowerShell.
With the PowerShell.
Yeah. So we
The PowerShell.
So we have two parts here. This one, it pulls in the two CSVs there, so I made the first one just with the data in there. Creates a new list so we can update as we go. If there's a new computer to the list that's not on the other CSV, it adds it. If someone has done their job and cleaned the data, it removes them from the list. And if it's still on there after the next day, it starts at 5 days and it slowly counts its way down to 0.
And eventually,
Yep.
you're going to take care of it for them.
Yep. So this is something that you just have as you could either run it yourself or you could have it set to run a test schedule around 8 in the morning when people are in there. And then this other one,
Actually, yeah, open the
script McTest.
script McTest, the name of that one.
Yep. This is the one that we're just going to create as a package.
Mhm.
And this will go through. Apparently, I named the message box bacon
Bacon.
sandwiches. And basically lets them know they have less than 50% and they have X number of days.
So this script is actually going to put a message out.
Is going to pop up a window that says you have less than 50%, you have 5 days cleared up, and the next day 4 days, and if it reaches 0, well then we'll go ahead and clear up some
so
space.
this works. How do you get this thing to run?
All right, so first we're going to have to go in and create a new package, just with the new package button up on top there. I'm trying to remember what we named it.
Delete some crap, I think.
All right.
Probably ought to check that because we
Yeah,
got to
we-
call that from our
Yeah,
PowerShell.
Take a look at inform users. It is, yep,
Delete some crap. Okay,
There we
good,
go.
good. You know, call it what it is. I guess.
All right, and this is just an install step where we're running the
Running that PowerShell script McTest.
Script McTest. We want to add the additional file of the CSV that we're referencing,
Okay, good, good.
which is that one days.csv.
Now, do you have? I mean, is there any conditions or anything we have to do on this thing to make this?
you absolutely want to make it so instead of just deploy user interactive, which will let the box pop
Oh,
up.
could let the
Yeah.
pop
And
box.
you could also set in the conditions that they are logged on, so it's not going to run against people that won't see it. Logged states always run, so if logged on, including locked or disconnected, that way when they do log in,
They're going to see the
box will be
message.
there. We don't have a timeout on the box, so it's there till they hit OK.
Okay.
All right, so it should be everything.
So now we're going to deploy this, or we're going to just run it from the script, right? That you
Yeah.
would say would be running from the task
Yeah,
manager.
so it is. It's 8 in the morning. Our automatic thing runs. It goes through. It pulls in the CSV. And then there, if we go into the deployment, you can see that it is running
It's running
against
on.
Council of Ricks and Ricks.
No, that's not Council of Ricks. Pop that back up.
It's right up there.
That's Council o' Fricks.
oh, Council of Ricks. I've been saying it wrong this whole
yeah.
time.
Okay.
Never mind the capital case that we've got going on.
Oh, here we
So
go.
there you go. You have
Rick
2
has-
days left to
So you-
clear the data.
You name the machine. Has 2 days left to
Yep.
clear the data.
Yep, said nicely because we don't want people to think that we're aggressive.
No.
So said
Heaven
nicely,
no.
sweetest voice possible.
Sweet.
As if said nicely isn't passive aggressive.
Okay, so at this point, right, I ignore that.
Yep.
Right, I'm running a Rick. I ignore it. I'm like, forget you.
All right, so we'll cut down. As you can see, that didn't update properly.
As you can see, we had an issue.
So we'll just set
Rick to 0.
So I missed something with the renaming of it. We'll have to take a look at that and get it corrected because normally it should have added the other ones and removed them. But let's take a look here. So we'll save that with Rick at 0.
But it's going to decrement that.
This one will still work. Yeah, normally it will decrement on its own. It just didn't this time. I don't even see any errors. But
All right, so it gets run again. I've ignored it.
Yep.
This is going to run on Rick.
yep, now we're running on Rick. It's
Bad apple.
let's see. So let's see.
So this is the troubleshooting portion of this. So you know this is live, guys.
All right, so I'm wondering if it just isn't expanding that profile appropriately. That would probably be it. So we're gonna cheat a little.
We're going to cheat a little bit. All right. Oh, you're going to lose your...
That's all right. And then we don't need the quotes or the parentheses anymore.
All right, so we're cheating a wee bit.
Yeah, so I had a different variable before. I just tried to make it a little bit cleaner, but
All
that
right.
way it just went and found basically the wrong desktop to look at, so it couldn't find the files. So we'll save that, and we'll give it another
Another
run.
go.
Ooh, that's not good.
Wow.
Targets have at least one target. Yes.
While he's taking a look at that, let me answer a question.
Dearest, darlingest dreamboats, can PDQ Inventory identify if a hard drive is NVMe? Yours forever, Brad M.
Hey, Brad. NVMe. All of a sudden, I am pulling up. What does that ABC acronym stand for?
It is a new interface that is primarily used by SSDs. It's
okay.
It's way faster than SATA.
Oh, all right. NVMe. Well, since Jordan's working here and we have nothing to show anybody, do we collect that data? I know we collect the SSD drive, but do we collect NVMe?
There's nothing natively on the disks page. The closest that I was able to come up with, just trying to look for something real quick, was looking for the NVM Express controller
Okay.
under hardware. And so I have a report in the bonus content that looks for that now.
Can we talk about a future feature,
Can we?
Colby?
Colby?
The PowerShell scanner.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So sometime in the future, you'll probably be able to look for that with PowerShell.
Yep. So, PowerShell scanner, it's probably coming along.
It's on its way. We can't tell you when.
Can't tell you when. It's coming.
We're gonna start
Yeah.
hyping it now.
What do you think, bro?
So what happened was the first time I ran it incorrectly, it overwrote a report. So when it pulled in, there's nothing for it to do, but I should. So the first bad run with me changing the variables and not testing caused all problems there, but it should
It should.
now have the right
Okay.
data. All right, so
Cool.
now
Now this should work.
it should work.
It looks like it's working.
There we
Delete some
go.
crap is running.
Make sure it's running against the right ones.
It is. It is.
And let's pull up Rick, and now so this one should set Rick down to 0.
Now, it sets it to 0. Does it do anything before it hits 0? Does he get one more day? Or when he hits 0, does it decrement it before or after?
Yep.
Rick has
One day,
less
so that one did not decrement.
All right. Anywho,
Yep. So let's wait for the other one to run, and I'll go take a look at my script here.
other one's running.
This is why you don't make last-minute changes.
Is that why we do it?
I was wondering why it worked yesterday.
It did work yesterday. That was awesome. We have another question while he's troubleshooting, because you guys are going to want to see this. It's amazing. I really enjoy it.
Hey, fellas. Is there a way to have a dynamic collection to show BitLocker percent? Does the check mark only show up once it's 100% encrypted? Thanks for the info, Kyle B.
See this look on my face, Colby? I don't know, man. What are your thoughts? I mean, we collect BitLocker information. That I can pull. But, I mean, either it's BitLocker or it's not. I mean, does it show percentage of encryption?
For their first question, since they specifically said dynamic collection,
Oh, yeah. You can't build one that shows percentage.
right.
That's a report.
Yeah, you can't show the percentage as a column. You could make collections that look at the percentage. So you could have computers that are 0% encrypted, computers that are 100% encrypted, stuff like that. But you won't be able to show the actual percentage as a column. Like you said, that's where you'd need a report. As for the second question, I believe it only shows 0% and 100%. I don't think we capture any of the range in between, but I'm not sure.
Okay. PowerShell scanner that one?
All right. So
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, bro?
I think I got it this time. I made too many changes. So the variable I had before, it just was in brackets environment, and then I could specify the folder desktop.
Okay.
And tried to shorten it down. I used the environment variable, but when we're running it, we're no longer running it as the Quintana, so it was looking in the wrong area.
Okay.
Yep. All right, so now let's give that a run. We have to close that before we start running on the other one.
Boom, boom, running, connecting.
Just
Okay,
connecting Rick,
yeah,
so
ran
let's
that,
take a look
run.
at Rick. And
So-
hopefully this time it did properly count down.
And
it should
decrement
be-
that thing and should be coming up and giving a message that you'll get a phone call for, I think.
Yep,
There you
see?
go.
Rack response, your hard drive will be formatted in 7 seconds.
So, again, a long way to get there, guys.
And then
Doom.
here we go.
Man.
And it has begun. Files being
Begun.
deleted.
So, I guess
What are
we
you
will-
doing to my
So
core network?
for JJ, all this is actually doing is counting to 100 and moving the progress bar every time it counts.
That's all it's
That's what
doing.
you say. Rick is gone.
But it says files being deleted.
Yes,
a lot.
and
Killed Rick.
this will get the users to call in to save you for having to make first contact on cleaning up that space.
Absolutely. So we will put the updated version of this out there for you guys.
If we just need to, I'll correct those variables and we'll get that.
I
changed.
think Jordan just threw down the gauntlet on full contact IT.
I know. Isn't he like he took it?
He
I'm
just like, hey, you think that's full contact?
yeah, let me show you how it's done.
we asked nicely 5 times. It said,
Like I said,
nicely.
I gave them 5 days, and I
5
told
days.
them
Nope,
they
we
knew what they were getting into.
Well, hopefully that was worth the wait, guys.
Yes.
Do we have another question or a last question?
All right, final question of the day. Is there a way outside of WMI to identify if a machine's boot mode is set to legacy or UEFI? Sincerely, Chris, Original Gangster G.
Chris, the original gangster. Okay, so here's chassis BIOS version. I don't natively think we collect how it boots.
I'm not sure that we do.
Colby, thoughts?
I don't think we do. My question is, if you're able to find it with WMI, why don't you want to look in WMI?
Yeah.
I guess we do have the WMI scanner.
Yeah, I don't know of any way other than that at this point. Maybe I guess maybe PowerShell it. Can you get BIOS information with PowerShell?
I haven't attempted it, but I'll assume yes.
That's that hammer,
I am a
everything
The
in
answer
the
is
nail.
probably yes.
Probably.
Yes.
If Jordan can do the
Yeah.
things that he does.
Well, thank you guys for stumping the crap out of us today. So,
All right. Well, thanks for coming. Hopefully, this gives you all the tools you need to make sure you can get your proper hardware updated under budget, so you have more to spend on yourself.
again, software stuff. If you guys have any other questions on things that we've done here, we're happy to get them out to you. Just shoot us an email at support PDQ or webcast at pdq.com. Thanks for watching, guys.
See ya.
Thanks everybody for joining our webcast today. Yes, there were some good questions we weren't able to get to, but like Lex said, go ahead and send those over to support@pdq.com or webcast@pdq.com, or we have a YouTube channel with a lot of videos that answer hopefully a lot of your questions. So other than that, our winners today of the swag are going to be Nicholas G, William Z, Chris G, and Anthony L. Congrats, guys. Go ahead and email webcast@pdq.com with your name and info, and let us know which piece of swag you'd like, and we'll get that out to you. Everybody, have a wonderful day and weekend, and we will see you next time.